what are the best Amazon PPC tools for automation, and what are the best tools if you want to manage your ads manually. After now 231 hours of demos with over 54 software providers, I can give you a pretty solid answer and give you some very good recommendations going into 2025. Alright guys, welcome to this channel and welcome to probably the last video of this year. We're going to have a look at who offers the best manual management for you guys, as well as the best PPC automation. So first off, we're going to start with manual management. And just real quickly for the new folks on this channel, let me just quickly tell you what that means. Basically, I'm looking at a bunch of features here, automated bits management, automation setup, keyword harvesting, and things like that. All of these features don't get any points, as you can see here, 0 points in the manual management scoring system, right? They only get points for features such as this, manual bulk campaign creation, right? Then there's features surrounding manual bulk optimization, and of course, some easy analytics and easy optimization features, as well as advanced analytics and some more analytics combined with external data, always crucial, right? So there you have it, quick explanation of the scoring system. And then basically if they have a certain feature, that feature is multiplied by this factor. For example, 1.5 if they just get a normal yes, or times 3 if they get a super, or 2 if they get a good, and so on. So yeah, that's pretty much the scoring system. And what I should also mention, speaking of scoring system, and this already explains why some of the bottom tools here have minus points. This is pretty new for this channel. We're also giving some consideration for the pricing, because it does matter, let's face it, and nobody wants to pay $2,000, as good as they may be, when you can pay only $200 or whatever. So in that sense, and I think especially for the manual management, this is why this pricing factor is a little bit higher for this scoring system. I don't think people using manual management, or that prefer not using automation, really want to pay that much for a tool, because there's so much you can do already in the Amazon Ads console. You can use bulk files, you can even use the targeting tab, the budget tab, and so on. So yeah, I put that factor a little bit higher for this scoring system. And with that said, I'm just gonna scroll up the table as usual, because there is actually a new leader in town, and in particular for the manual scoring system, and you're going to see in a second who that is. So let's just scroll up the table, right? And we're moving into the top 30 or so. Now we have the first tools cracking the 100 points marker with KPOC, PPC Storm, and a new tool actually that demoed due to a lot of requests from you guys as well, which is AdLabs. Very popular these days. Of course, they have a very attractive entrance pricing, and yeah, they are certainly great for manual management. Also have some automation in there, but not quite there yet, as we'll see in the automation scoring system in a second. But for manual management people, great tool at a great price, so you can't really go wrong there. And also, by the way, you have a discount here if you ever go to the paid scenario. So we're already in the top 7, I believe. So let's just move it up, right? I don't want to tease you at all anymore. That's not what we do on this channel anymore. We're gonna have frequent updates and constantly see who does things best. Okay, moving into the top 4 now with M19, surprisingly. In my head, they're more, kind of saved as an automation tool, but they do have quite a few manual management features as well, apparently, including bulk campaign creation. And yeah, as you can see here, a bunch of bulk target features. Yeah, so let's move into the top 3 now, starting with, and you can probably guess which tools are coming now. PackView, always in there at the top. And we have AdBrew. Okay, yeah, actually, to be honest, I expected another tool, but yeah, AdBrew, number 2 for manual management. And now the new tool that a lot of you guys have asked me to review and demo, and you were right, I should have demoed them much earlier, and I did now, and they really surprised me. And yeah, especially in the manual management scoring system, blowing away pretty much everybody else with 218 points, Xmars by quite the distance, obviously, right? So as you can see, they also have some automation features, so it's not just a manual, management tool, but as you can see, lots of great manual features here. Not going to go into too much detail. If you have any questions about any of these columns, being able to see your PPC goals and seeing the reality of the PPC performance and kind of being able to sort your campaigns by what the difference is to that goal, for example, that's just one of many features I'm looking at in this overview, right? So if you have any questions about one of them, always feel free to comment. So that's Xmars, great tool for you at a very fair price, I would say, starting at $99. And I also have a discount for you. Let me see what it is. 25% for the first 6 months. So that's pretty cool as well, right? And you'll find it in the comments and description, right? So that's the first scoring system. Now let's have a look at the second one I promised, which is the automation scoring system. Let me just go down a little bit first. Should have drank something before this video, but yeah. Anyway, let's move to the automation scoring system. I'm just going to sort that by those points. There we go. Let's move to the bottom again. Marine one, this time not with that many minus points because they are obviously a bit more focused on automation, but that pricing, even with the pricing factor of just 1, of course, still pulling them down quite a bit, right? So as a reminder, it is the 10th of the pricing. So in this case, 200 times the factor. So yeah, that's basically minus 200 for them in this one. So let's move up the table and see who is the best PPC automation software out there going into 2025 for you guys, right? And as a reminder, this mainly gives points to all of these automation features that we see here, right? And pretty much no points for all of these manual features over here. Some of the analytics features, of course, you still need them. You still want them in an automation tool, right? For example, changelog, you want to see what the tool is doing and so on. So yeah, let's move into the top 30 now. Right, already some great tools here, especially at that pricing, of course. If you're more of a beginner, already some great tools to consider here. Then we have again AdLabs going into the mid table here. We have some bigger tools, of course. They're always, recommendable, but simply with that pricing, it's going to be tough from now on to be at the top of this table. And by the way, if you want to have access to the sheet, of course, this question comes up pretty much always. Members of my Amazon Ad Scaling System course will always see the latest version even before any video. So they'll always see that, of course, in their Google Drive. And if you want to be part of that, including the community and all that, then yeah, check out my website, also linked below. So let's move up into the top 20 now. Already some great tools here still, with reasonable pricing as well. And here we have PackView, right? Obviously still a fantastic tool, but the pricing maybe not as attractive as some other ones that we see here. And we're actually moving into the top 3 now. I kind of missed that. We have AdBrew taking the bronze medal in the automation scoring system. And then let me just give you the silver medalists going into 2025. We have Xmars again. So like I told you, it's not just a manual management tool. They are, pretty complete. They have a lot of stuff and, you know, really worth checking out, definitely. And frankly, I wish I had checked them out much earlier. Okay, and then finally going into 2025, best PPC automation tool at this time, as far as I can tell, at least according to my scoring system, right? According to the points that I give to these features that I personally want in a tool, we have the number one tool cracking 266 points, Trellis, once again at the top. They were, of course, also at the top in the other scoring system I showed you a month ago or so, right? And yeah, I didn't actually mention that at the beginning of the video or in the thumbnail, and even though my throat is telling me to stop, I just want to show you, because it's Christmas, right, the other scoring systems as well. Let's see the multi-brand scoring system real quickly. Let's see who's at the top here. We have AdBrew, okay, good for them. Again, Xmars, second spot, and PackView once again in the top 3. So it is always, of course, more or less the same people up here. And Sky, quite high, considering they have such a high pricing, although the factor here is only 0.5 here. So that helping them in this scoring system as well. And then let me show you the manual. No, I showed you that. Let me show you the... How about I show you the starter brand scoring system? Let's see. Okay, so here, as you can see, pricing factor becomes free. So, of course, for starter brands, it is more important. And again, Xmars, the new leader in this scoring system, actually ahead of Trellis. And then we have, of course, M19 with that pricing, very attractive, as well as AdLabs, again in the top 7, also very attractive for those of you that prefer to manage ads manually. So yeah, that's kind of the new shuffling of the PPC League edition. Is there another scoring system here? Yeah, maybe the analytics. I don't think I've actually showed you that before because I'm not sure what it's worth, to be honest. I guess the focus here will be on the analytics features over here. But of course, you need more than analytics. But let's see anyway who does a good job when it just comes to analytics. Let me just sort it by that. There we have it again. Xmars at the top, followed by, surprisingly for me, actually, again, M19. Although I can see I've put that factor to 2 in this scoring system as well. Again, because if you are going to, buy a tool just for analytics, I don't think you want to pay that much because, again, you have so many analytics capabilities in the Ads Console and in Seller Central already these days. So I just don't think you want to pay that much for an analytics only tool, right? As you can see, no points again here in this scoring system for things like automation. DataHawk, yeah, as you can maybe expect from that name, obviously quite high in the analytics scoring system. What else do we have here? Seller metrics. Yeah, some interesting tools in there as well to check out, and actually AdLabs as well. Yeah, so they not just manual management, but pretty strong on the analytics side as well, jumping into the top 4 already as a new tool. So that quite impressive. And again, as a reminder, you have a discount code for AdLabs and a couple of the other ones here as well that you'll find in the description and comment section. All right, and that's it for this one. I hope it was useful for you guys. If you want to learn how to best use your automation software, then you definitely want to check out my course on my website where I share all my tactics, all my hacks, all my templates, and the way I use automation software. So yeah, check that out in the comments and description below as well. And you'll also find my free course, the Amazon Profit Formula, for anybody who wants to get a taste of that course. This is basically one chapter of the Amazon ad scaling system where I tell you everything you need to know in terms of improving all your metrics before you even get started with PPC, right? You want to have conversion rate and CTR top notch, but that's just some of the metrics, and there's many more that you want to be on top of your game. And with that, I'm gonna wish you a Merry Christmas. And if I don't see you before, I also, of course, wish you a Happy New Year. And yeah, I'm excited of what's going to come on this channel. I'm excited to see who is going to be best in perhaps the pricing edition that I'm planning for next year, as well as a inventory edition, and maybe if I have some time, a product research / market research edition. So yeah, exciting times, and I hope you'll join along, and I'll see you in the next year. Merry Christmas.